Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Don't Overthink It podcast. My name is Brett James, with my co-host here today, Darian ChillTakes. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Ready to pod.
Yeah, man. We actually held out a little bit this week on the podcast because today's the NBA trade deadline. As we're recording this video, it's currently 12:51 p.m. Eastern. The deadline for the NBA trade deadline is at 3 p.m. Eastern, so we wanted to hold off, and there's been some great trades in these last couple of days that we're going to hit on. But today's topics, we didn't get around to talking about Doug Pederson last week because he got hired the day after we got done recording last week's podcast. So Jaguar fans, we're going to be talking about Doug Pederson and that hire a little bit. We're going to be giving our Super Bowl predictions because this is Super Bowl Sunday. Last week was the Pro Bowl Sunday. Then we're going to be talking about some of these trades that have gone down, the big ones in the NBA. From Karis LeVert to Cleveland, Domantas Sabonis to the Sacramento Kings, and CJ McCollum going to the New Orleans Pelicans. And as of right now, Russell Westbrook has not been traded from the LA Lakers. We're going to talk about if we think he's going to get traded in these next 2 hours. And then also if this James Harden and Ben Simmons situation is actually going to go down. We know that there's been talks and there's been rumors that James Harden wants to get out of Brooklyn and go to Philadelphia to reunite with Daryl Morey. So we'll get into that. But first and foremost, let's get into Doug Pederson, the new head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Doug EP, a lot of Jaguar fans. I'm very excited. I assume you're very excited. I know Absolutely. I hit you up as soon as I got the news as well. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on this podcast about Doug Pederson, and talk to me, man.
Yeah, I think last show we talked about like the guys we wanted in place, and we thought it was going to be we wanted Byron, Doug Pederson, or someone like Jim Caldwell. You know what I'm saying? We just wanted someone with some stability. And also, if we were going to go the stability route, we wanted like a Pederson, of course, of being like an established Super Bowl head coach. Mm-hmm. And if we wanted to go the coordinator in the youth route, we wanted Byron Leftwich. But, you know, it was a very a trying time when we recorded our last podcast. Man, we didn't know when this hire was going to take place. Yeah. But shout out to Byron, because with him being not fired, but him like pulling his name out of the race, like it helped us. I guess it really pushed the button to get Doug Pederson here. So, I mean, like, for some reason, bro, somehow, somewhere, I think the Jaguars really lucked up into this hire, because I think this is like a very sound hire. Like I talked about it on my podcast and also on my page. I was saying basically, like, you know, like there's no way this team cannot be a consistent 6 to 7 win team at the lowest. You know what I'm saying? It's
always Doug Pederson, and Trevor.
Yeah, it's going to be a respectable team, you know, none of doubt. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go into games on Sunday knowing we have a chance to win, or we're thinking, okay, this is a game we're going to win. We're going to win this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're going against a struggling team, we're not going to lose to that team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have confidence, and we can go into a game on Sundays now that this team will be well prepared, well coached. You know what I'm saying? A very, very good chance to win. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. And I love the hire. I like the coordinators being brought in. Nothing's been officially announced by the team per se. It's like a lot of sources and stuff like that. But I like the direction we're heading in. It's going to be exciting because free agency starts next month.
Yeah, and I'm very, very excited for this Doug Pederson hire. I know we did definitely luck up a little bit. He was the first candidate interviewed by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe that there was 8 other candidates interviewed in between the process. Like we said, guys like Jim Caldwell, Byron Leftwich, you know, Kellen Moore, etc. Like, there was a lot of good candidates out there as well. But this Doug Pederson hire, I think, was the safest route. But also, he's been a quarterback in the league, like Byron. He's a proven Super Bowl head coach. Players love him. And I think that he's got a guy that, taking this year off that he had, is definitely going to help him in that reevaluation process with him, how things went with Carson Wentz. And Jaguar fans are very excited about this hire. Doug Pederson, when I made my original list back in December, was my number 2 candidate. And I'm very excited for Doug Pederson, man. I like the direction that this team's heading in. I do think that when we're healthy and with free agency, hopefully we use some of our cap space money. And
we have no choice but to.
Yeah, we have no choice but to this season. I definitely think. I think we're heading in the right direction. I think we're going to be a respectable, even keel team. Week in and week out. I don't see us like being just god awful anymore. I think that we're going to be a competitive team, even if we're not a playoff team right now, which that stuff might take time. This team is going to be really aggressive, I think, in free agency, and I definitely think that this could work out. I can't wait to see once we get more and more of the hires going.
Well, we have no choice but to be aggressive in free agency. Like, you see what happened last year. You know what I'm saying? There's a possibility that Rick Spellman could still be brought in for executive vice president, which the NFL basically told the Jaguars, you need to hire an EVP this season because there's no clear direction with this front office and you guys are in shambles, you know what I'm saying, lame's terms. So that should be announced here soon. And you bring in a guy with that with stability, respect around the league, a guy in Doug Pederson that players know about, they respect, they love, they speak highly, like very, very highly on him. And you can still have someone like Trent Baalke, you know what I'm saying, being that GM, however, but like he can have he can have the title, but not have the same, you know what I'm saying, power, which would be like head scout or whatever he wants to do, so focused on football. So there's also rumors that Spellman could be brought in to be under Baalke, but I don't think that's the case because I don't know why someone as established and you know, well known and like been making some crazy, insane draft picks and had success with the Vikings would come in and be under a dude that has a losing record as a GM and has done nothing great for anywhere he's been. So you bring in Spellman, you know what I'm saying, to pair with Doug Pederson and to let Trent do whatever he needs to do. I mean, if you have that trio, then I'm feeling confident heading into free agency and also the draft. So
definitely, and that's something that during their press conference interview that they had, I think it was on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Trent Baalke was asked by I can't remember which media reporter, asked about how the position of power is going to go from, you know, final decisions on personnel with the roster, draft picks, like any kind of, you know, power structure. And they asked him about that, and he says it's actually not, and I don't know if he's bluffing, I'm just taking him for his word. He said something along the lines of, you know, people think that, you know, being in a general manager spot or being in a head coaching spot, like you're fighting for power. He's like, it's more times than not, he's like, you're on the same page. There just might be like one or two little tweaks here and there. He's like, me and Doug, that's something that we'll work on. That's something that we've discussed. And I understand that. And I hope that's the truth. And I hope that Spielman, when he gets in here, hopefully alongside Trent Baalke and Doug Pederson, that they can find a way to hold structure and hold power without like one feeling like it's overtaken them, because that was the problem Doug Pederson had it with Howie Roseman, because he didn't get to pick his staff, and then that's why Doug Pederson ultimately left and got fired. So
you can go ahead.
No, that's really it. I had to say with it that too, though. Yeah,
you can tell that the Jaguars are giving Doug Pederson like a full control of who he brings in. I mean, we saw some of the hires so far with Jim Bob Cooter being the quarterback's coach, Mike McCoy being in the quarterback's room as well. I don't know what the roles are going to be per se. I think Jim Bob Cooter might be like the passing coordinator or something like that. But Mike McCoy, former Chargers head coach, he's worked with Phillip Rivers. He went to Arizona for a season. So he's well established in the league. He might not have success as a head coach, but still, like, he's coached up some respectable quarterbacks in the league. You have guys like
Mike Caldwell,
who still hasn't been announced as DC. He's just gonna have a place on the defense, so more than likely he will be DC, which is, you know what I'm saying, good too. Also, the defensive Brenston Buckner, you know what I'm saying, the defensive Lions coach for Arizona, which is a lot of speculation with Chandler Jones hitting the market this offseason, that he can lure him in, and for somehow, some way, Chandler Jones grew up a Jaguar fan. So
yeah, I know, that's crazy. Like, I don't know how. Right, I saw that in the Minute Till podcast.
So
shout out to them.
Yeah, so if you can bring in someone like that, you know what I'm saying, with this staff, and also you got the special teams coach from when Bills, and we all know how special teams was terrible and atrocious this season. So
it had its moments, it was few and far in between.
Towards the end it was pretty bad. Like, letting really those kickoff returns come back. Like,
once Agnew, when we had Agnew, special teams on that side of it was good. But once Agnew got out, and then it was like,
you get your kickers, like, you know, Matthew Wright had to save the day. He kind of got right at the end, but you know what I'm saying.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. But
21-24, he did really good this season.
So got to see how the staff should be finished by the end of this week. So hopefully, you know, another name out there that's circulating around that with Doug Pederson. He's always had like a trio of guys in the offense that works with quarterbacks. Is he? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback's coach.
Quarterback, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Someone else. So there's also rumors that Press Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts, who was the offensive analyst, a senior offensive analyst for the Colts this season, and also was a passing game coordinator with the Eagles, that he could be coming in as an offensive coordinator, maybe. I think it's either Press Taylor or Matt Nagy. will be the offensive
Yeah, I
coordinator.
heard Matt Nagy. That name wouldn't be horrible. But
Yeah, I respect. I mean, I like it. I mean,
yeah, it's not the worst. You could do worse than Nagy.
Yeah.
You definitely could.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the fact, Doug is putting together a very respectable staff, something we haven't seen in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I have something else to say about that too. I think I covered
it Bevel, maybe? Because Bevel hasn't technically been denounced yet, even though it's probably going to happen.
No, the only people that's coming back so far from the staff is running backs coach and Brian. I forgot his name.
Schottenheimer? Or no, wait, no, that was the quarterbacks coach. I can't recall.
Yeah, I forgot his name. It starts with a B, but Brandon maybe. I don't know, but he's a running backs coach. He's going to stick around, and also the linebackers like
Charlie Strong.
No, not linebackers coach. It's like another one. I forgot his name. They call him Teflon something on the team.
Well, I do want the Jags to go out there and try to get Keenan McCardell back for a wide receivers coach, or Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith said that he would, so
I don't know about Jimmy Smith. Man.
Okay, but Keenan McCardell was a great wide receivers coach when we had him.
His name is running backs coach. His name is Bernie Parmelli, and then you have Tony Gilbert as the what did Tony Gilbert do? Tony Gilbert is assistant linebackers coach.
Oh, okay, because I say Charlie Strong was the linebacker coach, which he was fine, but yeah.
Those two guys should be coming back, and also, a lot of rumors about the DB's coach from Miami, who is well respected around the league.
Yeah, Xavier Howard, Byron Jones.
Yeah.
Didn't develop Iganagabi, but
yeah. They said that he could be. He's been brought in for interviews, so hopefully he can be named DB's coach. So
that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, like, I just expect a lot of things, and I don't want to get too deep in this because we have all option to talk about this, but I mean, like, if we can bring in Spellman with Doug, I think they're going to be aggressive. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to do a trade before the draft. You know what I'm saying? To get in the number one weapon.
I still wouldn't mind trading down at all.
I still wouldn't mind either. I mean, like, try to package up some later picks, or, you know what I'm saying, like, bring in someone like Calvin Ridley or something like that. I don't know.
I know. We have 4 picks in the 6th round. We have 12 picks total. 4 picks in the 6th round. Like, what are we going to do with those? Please. Yeah. I don't know. Just Jaguars idiocy shows that time and time again throughout history, we're not going to package our picks up when it's only makes sense to move up in the draft. But,
there's no point in trying to, like, the last few years we try to use all our picks to make, like, try to find these hidden gems, and we have hit on damn none of them. I mean, what pick have we made in the last, like, 3 drafts that have, like, been like, okay, like, later
that we hit on in a late round?
Yeah,
I can't even think of one.
Devon Hamilton.
Devon Hamilton was a 3rd round pick out of Ohio State.
Yeah, he was cool.
But I'm talking like from 4th round to 7th round. Has there been a significant? I mean, Luke Farrell this year. I mean, he had his moments, but I mean, otherwise, like, we haven't had any. Yeah, but he plays on the line sometimes. We'll see if he goes. But we can dive deeper with the Jags next week. Yeah. We'll definitely get deeper with the Jags. But we're just excited for the future of this team, really, with Doug P. Hopefully Spielman. Mm-hmm. We'll see with Balky still and everything. But we're going to stick with football for one more topic. It is the weekend prior to Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to give our Super Bowl predictions, give our winners. And we'll even drop a score prediction as well. Darren, do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I can go first. I'm just trying to stay on this Twitter line so we can see these breaking newses, man. So I'm just trying to.
I got you. I know you're trying
to stay active. But let's see. Nothing. Okay, cool. So Super Bowl predictions. Man, I haven't yet to pick a winner yet, bro. Like,
it's Friday or it's Thursday. We gotta pick a
winner, man. But this game is so confusing. And what's the spread on? What's the line on this game?
I don't even know.
Let's see.
Here, check the spread too, because I'm genuinely curious.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Super Bowl spread. I know the Rams are got to be favorite. All right, the Rams got to be favorite. Let's see.
Also, really quickly, the 76ers just canceled their practice due to the rumors.
Yeah, something's about to go down.
Something's about to go down, but okay.
And also what you call it, sat the other night, James Harden.
Yeah, he sat down.
Yeah. Let's see. Where we at?
You looking at the spread?
I'm trying. My service.
Here, while you're doing that, I'm gonna give my prediction.
Yeah, go ahead. Give your prediction.
As much as I wanna root for Joe Shiesty and Joe Burrow, and I know I already went against him once. In the AFC Championship game, but man, I gotta take the Rams. They went all in this year. They just kind of like Tampa did last year.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog keeps whining.
No, you think pick up in the background? You think so?
Yeah, no, it definitely is, and I also don't want to leave her here. I'm picking the Rams. I'll get deeper into it here. I'd like for you to talk really quickly.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna fix that. But yeah, with the Rams, you picked the Rams. That's gonna be a tough one, man. So you have the Bengals and the Rams, of course, in Super Bowl. You have the Rams favored by 3.5 points. So that's not really a big spread, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, I think definitely if you're going to be a betting man on that day or a betting gal, you can definitely pick the Cincinnati Bengals to cover. And the over and under on the point total is 48.5. So they're expecting a solid scoring game, like in the 20s at least, probably like a 30 to 20 type of game.
Simpsons predicted Bengals 34-31, so we'll see.
Oh, man, this is so hard, bro. Give me the Rams, only because I just feel like one of my TikTok followers, his name is your boy Malcolm. If you listen to this, man, shout out to you. But he mentioned like he sent me some graphic charts about like how much of a like disadvantage the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line is going against the Rams defensive line. You know what I'm saying? The defensive line for the Rams can really set the tone of this game.
It's a discrepancy. And
seize everything the Bengals try to do. I don't know how you're going to scheme around Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to scheme around those three guys. I mean, it's very tough. I mean, plus that secondary is pretty nice with Jalen Ramsey, of course, Darius Williams. You know what I'm saying? You got Rapp back there.
Weddle back there now.
Weddle as well. So, I mean, like, I just don't know what the game plan would be for the Bengals going into. Like, I mean, they're
going to have to run that ball. They're going to have to run
I mean, you just got to look at the game plan on how the 49ers played them throughout the season. You know what I'm saying? Your team isn't set up like theirs, but you can play that style of football if need be. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is come into that game, you know what I'm saying, like, well prepared, ready to fight. Yeah. Anything can happen. Last game of the season, you put it all on the line, and you don't know. Anything can happen.
Anything can. And the Bengals, I think we both agree, are very capable of winning.
Oh, most definitely. And another thing, too, about this Bengals team, like, if you're up, you got to put them away. Yeah. You can't like flirt around and like get cute and stuff like that. I was about to say no
flea flickers.
No flea flickers. You have to put this team away. We all saw the AFC Championship 2 weeks ago, and the Chiefs were dominating them. We thought everybody get blown out the door. Sent back to Cincinnati on a bus ticket. Yeah, they had to get the Greyhound humming, you know what I'm saying, get that revved up because we thought that game was about to be over before it even started. But, the Chiefs can never put them away, and the Bengals stayed solid and sound, man. So, and we've seen in playoff games like against the Buccaneers, they looked a little shaky. They let the Bucs come back and almost have that Brady miraculous comeback.
I know they came back versus the 49ers, but they were down big to the 49ers originally.
Yes, and they were also a interception away that Jimmy Ward dropped.
It was Tart.
Tart, my bad. Tart dropped. You know what I'm saying? For Matt Stafford had one of the Matt Stafford game. It would have been game. I mean, like, they were up 3. The 49ers were up 3, but it would have been 9 minutes left in the game. We all know how Kyle Shanahan is a coach. He's a very conservative play caller, so he would have milked that clock down to at least about 4 minutes or so. But anyways, regardless of the fact, like, if you're the Rams, you got to put this team away. Yeah. But, and also another thing, too, you got to take in the fact that I'm thinking about this game one more time is, like, makes me want to take the Bengals because if this were the Chiefs versus the Rams, who would you be picking?
If it was the Chiefs versus the Rams,
yeah,
I'd be taking the Chiefs.
Exactly. So I got to take that into consideration as well because I just can't discredit them because they beat the Chiefs and they.
I'm not discrediting though the Bengals.
I'm talking for myself.
Yeah.
Okay. For myself.
Well, okay. My thing is, like I said, I'm picking the Rams only because this team literally went. They have more at stake now. People want to say that the Bengals have just as much pressure. No, they do not. Rams have way more pressure. This is a Super Bowl win or bust. This is not, oh, cool, we made it to the Super Bowl after giving up all of our draft picks, all of our future. We have basically zero salary cap for this season. How are we going to re-sign everybody? This is Super Bowl or bust. I can't wait to see Eli Apple lock up Cooper Kupp to a solid 30 yards today or in the game. Not happening.
Cooper Kupp,
I hope. I can only wish.
Super Bowl MVP, though.
But they're going to give it to Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford, I will say, though. Here, let me give my score prediction, and then I'll get to that.
Okay.
I'm going to say Rams come out and win 31-28. It's going to be that tight of a game. But there is going to be a moment in the game, like Matthew Stafford normally does, and we've seen throughout his career, and we saw it versus the NFC Championship game versus the Niners. He's going to give the Bengals an opportunity somewhere in that second half to capitalize, and it's on the Bengals if they're going to capitalize or not on it.
Facts.
It's going to be on. He's going to fumble the ball. He's going to throw a throw that should be intercepted or could potentially be a pick six. Something is going to happen because that Bengals defense is very capable of making it happen. It's just whether or not the Bengals take advantage of that opportunity. I'm going to take the Rams, even though I want the Bengals to win. I want the Bengals to win, but I'm taking the Rams 31-28. That's my thoughts. And Super Bowl MVP, I'm going to say Matt Stafford because he's the quarterback. It's the nice story. Yada, yada, yada. So I think they're going to give it to Matt Stafford, regardless of how everyone else plays.
Man, I know I probably just picked the Rams a little while ago, man, but I think I'm going to change my prediction. I got to be different. I'm changing my prediction. It's the year of the upsets, the championship droughts. The Braves did it. The Georgia Bulldogs did it.
Bucks did it.
The Bucks did it.
Since 1973.
It is time for the Cincinnati Bengals to get them a championship. I got the Bengals winning. I got them covering 3.5. I got the score being 28-25, something like that. I got Evan McPherson probably kicking a game-winning field goal.
That would be so awesome, man. That would be so awesome if that happened.
A game-winning field goal, and I got Super Bowl MVP being Joe Burrow.
Joe Shiesty. Awesome,
Joe Burrow. But I also have, like I said against Kansas City Chiefs, I feel like if the Bengals want a chance to win, they got to feed Mixon. I think Mixon has a very good chance of winning MVP as well.
He does, and like I said, if they pound the rock and they, don't get cute and they take care of business and put him away, Mixon has a very good chance to have 150 plus scrimmage yards.
And also, like, I know there's a lot of talk about the Ramsey and Chase debate and when they battle and stuff like that. I think Ramsey's been listening. I think
Chase is going to win that matchup.
I don't know, man. Ramsey's been looking a little suspect these last few weeks. I think he's about to strap up his bootstraps, put on his hard hat, get his lunch pail and his clipboard. I think he's going to go to work. I think he's going to shut down Jamar Chase.
That's cap. But
I thought about earlier this week I had Chase winning it, but now I'm thinking about I think Ramsey's going to bring it. I think the other guys like T. Higgins might get off and Tyler Boyd might get off. I think
Higgins had a big game 2 weeks ago.
I doubt Jamar Chase goes over 80 yards. If he does, then he might be the best receiver in the league off rip. But MVP, if the Rams win, I have Aaron Donald win MVP actually.
Okay. So I like that, but last thing I want to say about the Super Bowl is Jamar's going to get his. That's I'm just going to leave it. I'm not saying he gets 80 yards. I'm not even saying he gets 100 yards.
What you got then?
I mean, I don't know. I'll say Jamar Chase gets at least 70. That's he's floor getting 70 yards in this game. I could definitely see him getting a 100-yard plus game in this game as well. But let's transition to the NBA. As of right now, we're an hour and 50 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline. I've been trying to check Twitter as well, making sure.
Just recently, someone said
Ben Simmons' camp wants optimism that he's going to get traded to Brooklyn, but that's still up in the air. That's still circumstantial right now. Let's talk about the trades that have gone down really quickly. Let's talk about Karis LeVert to Cleveland. In that trade, Ricky Rubio and other draft compensation was sent there as well. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I want to hear your thoughts on that Karis LeVert trade to Cleveland.
Well, at first I thought it was crazy, but I'm about to say, the Pacers are trying to move pieces all year long. It is going to be Sabonis, Karis, or Miles Turner. Okay, so we'll talk about the future one in a second, but they moved on from Karis LeVert. The Cavaliers got a very, very good wing, in my opinion, that can play the 2 and a 3. And Karis LeVert, he's a bucket. Someone that could take the load off. Darius Garland's having an all-star season, as we all know. He's going to the all-star game in a few weeks. So, and the Cavs are sitting at 4th place right now?
I think they're 4th, but I think they're a game and a half behind. They're 1 game behind, not game and a half. They're in the 4th seed, 1 game behind Miami for the number 1 seed.
Oh man,
that 1 through 4 is tight right now.
Yeah, it's very tight. You got the Heat, Bucks, Bulls, and then the Cavs.
Yeah,
and then you have the 76ers who are 2.5 games behind. But anyways, yeah, I mean you're looking at a very solid, talented team. I mean you have Darius, you have Karis. Who would a 4B? I mean a 3B.
Like C.D. Osman maybe?
Yeah, C.D. Osman.
C.D. Osman.
Yeah, or is it C.D. or C.D.?
It's C.D. Osman.
C.D. Osman. Then you have one of the bigs like
they
Evan
got
Mobley.
Still. He's a solid
Isaac
player.
Okoro. Yeah, you got him, and then you have Mobley at the 4, and then Jared Allen at the 5.
He's played great this season.
He's been playing.
He should have been an all-star.
Should have been an all-star.
Should have been an all-star too.
And then you got the old head man, Kevin Love off the bench being a sniper again, bro.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
He actually learned and put his ego aside and said, I used to be an all-star caliber player. Let me go to the bench now because I know I don't got it.
Yeah.
I know another guy out west playing in LA that needs to take that same advice.
I don't think nothing he can do out there, and that team could be good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it, man. I mean, they're well coached. They're fun to watch. It's just like one of those teams. Like throughout the seasons, like every year is like a team comes out of nowhere. Like last year was New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? They had
honestly with the Jazz too. Nobody expected them. Not even me as a Jazz fan expected them to be a number 1 seed. Yeah.
So the Jazz. In years
Knicks,
prior, the Knicks last year, and also the Hawks as well.
Yeah,
so this
Hawks,
year is the
Grizzlies and the Cavs.
It's also the Grizzlies and the Grizzlies were good last year, but
they were a play-in team, but they're a top team in the West now.
So two teams but I think the Cavs are more of a surprise than them though for sure.
They're definitely more of a surprise, but the thing is the difference with the Cavs this year versus like a team like the Knicks last year, who were just you could tell that the Knicks were more of a one-year wonder versus the Cavs actually had young, great talent on their team versus just a team that lucked up with a Mickey Mouse season with Julius Randle. Let's just call it what it is.
And capitalize
on some solid defense. That was it. Like they didn't have any like great young pieces everywhere.
It was a time. It was the testament of Thibodeau.
Exactly.
He's a coach that's always going to do great his first season. Then after that, he's going to kind of like just fizzle out because of his coaching methods and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But shout out to the Cavs, man. This is gonna be the first time if they can make it to the playoffs, which I think they will. I'm pretty sure without Bron since like what 1998, 95.
I don't know the number, but it's got to be something like that.
They've never made it to the playoffs without LeBron James, so this is gonna be very great for them, man. So and also, I don't know what happened to Colin Sexton. He tore his ACL. Is he gonna be out?
Yeah, he tore his. I think he had a meniscus tear in his left knee.
Okay,
11 games in.
He's done.
He's been out for the season, like since 11 games. But
I was about to say possibly he can come back.
Yeah, but my thoughts on the Karis LeVert trade. I mean, same thing here. I thought it was a win actually for both teams because this was obviously a day or two prior to Sabonis being moved, which we knew Sabonis, LeVert, and Miles Turner had been kind of all on the trade block this entire year. The Pacers were at a point where they knew that they had these young talented players, but they're just trying to go through a rebuild. They're trying to just get as much draft capital as possible, be Sam Presti and the OKC Thunder 2.0, which I thought was great. So I thought Karis LeVert gets what he wants. He's a 2-3 wing player who can be a bucket getter alongside a guy like Darius Garland in the backcourt, so they get that. But also, the Pacers win because they get complimentary draft assets as well. They get Ricky Rubio, who's on a torn ACL, but they get a 2022 second-round pick from Miami, Ricky Rubio's expiring contract, which that's fine. And they also get a 2022 first-round and 2 second-round picks, which the first round is a lottery protected if it's top 5. But they get their compensation, and then even with the Sabonis trade, they get compensation as well. But shout out, like we said, to Karis LeVert. I thought that was a great trade for both teams.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought it was a great trade for both teams, man. And Cleveland really has a chance to be the Atlanta Hawks of this season. We'll have to see how things shape up, especially with the Brooklyn Nets and Philadelphia 76ers. Those are the two big teams right now that are like, what if? And we'll see. We will see.
One more thing about when it comes to that, real basketball starts after All-Star Weekend.
It does.
That's when games really matter. You know what I'm saying? So that's when playoff basketball is being shaped and formed, and teams are
these last
no more. What do you call it?
Clowning around?
Not even clowning around, but like what do you call it? Like sitting out games. What's the terminology for it?
Oh, like a Kawhi would do.
Yeah, rest.
Like taking nights off. Just I know what you're trying to say. I can't think of the terminology.
Yeah, no more of those type of nights anymore. You're gonna get your starting 5. You know what I'm saying? Teams are gonna get the best shot there because they're fighting for playoff positions and also the playing game. You know what I'm saying? So you got teams like the. But we'll get into it later.
Yeah, I got you.
It's going to be some good basketball.
Let's get back actually to the Pacers. We're going to go with Sabonis going to the Sacramento Kings. And we saw Buddy Hield, my guy, my twin, my long-lost brother, got traded as well. I don't know what the Kings were doing. And why am I drawing a blank right now?
Tyrese Halliburton?
Thank you. I said Tyrese. I said Matisse Thybulle in my head. I'm like, no. Tyrese Halliburton. That's my dog. His birthday's actually one day after mine.
Really? That's pretty creepy. Is he Trinian?
I don't think he's Trini, but I'm just saying like people like
y'all do look alike, which is pretty crazy.
People were on TikTok were telling me that, bro, and I was like, hey yo, what? Like, and then I never like realized like, oh shit,
y'all look alike for real.
We do look alike, but and there was another. I think Justin Holiday was included in the trade as well to Sacramento. There was another piece.
It was who was it? It was Jeremy Lamb.
It was Jeremy Lamb, yeah. But the Pacers won this trade by a landslide. I don't
know.
Okay. Let's just put it like this. I think that the Pacers won this trade by a landslide. You get rid of Tyrese Halliburton, who was top 15 in 5 different statistical categories. He's 21 years old. He's in his second year. You just took him number 12 overall. And he just said 2 weeks ago on January 26th, it is February 10th right now, he said something along the lines of, I am not going to let the history of the Sacramento Kings be what it was. I'm a part of the Sacramento Kings, and I'm going to be here to change the culture of the Sacramento Kings. There was a report he was crying.
Yeah, for sure. I would be crying
I'd
too.
be crying too if that happened to me, man. And it was sad.
So let me ask you.
But I think the Pacers won this trade by a landslide. That's just my preference on it.
So let me ask you.
What's up?
Do you believe the Pacers won that trade by landslide because, one, the Kings are viewed as a terrible franchise that never do anything right? Or you're just like, you really think that Tyrese Halliburton can be that guy?
I think he's going to be an all-star caliber player in this league for years to come. Like, I think he's that good of a 3-and-D guy. Okay. And he's shooting 42% from
He can do a little bit of everything, too.
That's what I'm saying. He was top 15 in 5 different statistical categories. Total assists per games, steals per game, and 3-point percentage.
So, yeah, for sure. And I think he can be like a Malcolm Brogdon, but better.
Yeah, a little faster, a little more athletic, but yes.
Yeah. So,
very much.
Okay, let's take a look at this, right? You look, and I think he can be a very, very talented player as well. I think he can be a face of the franchise in the near future, right? I mean, you can build around him and Miles Turner, because I think Turner's going to stay.
Miles Turner's definitely
going to stay. Yeah, so you can build around those two and go forward with the other rookie they have, Chris Durat.
I don't know.
The Puerto Rican guy. He's like 24 years old. He's from Oregon. He's a rookie. He's doing really good this year. I forgot his last name, but his first name is Chris. I can't think off the top of my head. First name is Chris. But anyways, you look at the Pacers in the past, and if you look at Halliburton, can you really think that he can be someone like Victor Oladipo, who was a face of the franchise and carried that team, or Paul George? You think he has the capability?
No, he's not. He's not on that level yet. We still don't know.
But I'm talking in the future. Do you think he can be?
I don't think even Tyrese Halliburton at his peak is a number 1 option. I don't think so. He's maybe not even a number 2. He might be. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I think his game is literally like LaMelo Ball, and he's just as athletic, just as skilled. He's honestly a better shooter than LaMelo. I don't see any reason as to why he can't be a cornerstone piece. I'm not even saying he's like on the level of a Donovan Mitchell or anybody like that, or a Paul George like you alluded to, but you just drafted him last year, and he was showing you that he could be a cornerstone piece of this team.
So, do you think he could be better than Sabonis?
Different players.
Impact-wise. Like what he done?
Impact, yes.
For the team?
Yes, impact.
Future All-Star?
Yes. I think he can be. Sabonis right now is a 2-time All-Star. I don't think he made the All-Star team this year.
He did not. They were bad.
Yeah, but that's not really on him. He's one of the most versatile big men in the game.
Facts. Great
player, great passer, great scorer. Not the best shooter, but he can at times stretch. He's a great player, and so is Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to be a little biased. I think Halliburton long term will have more success than Sabonis, but their games are just different. So it's definitely hard to kind of like match them up, but I think the Pacers won that because they were able to snag a guy like him. But also the Kings don't have any shooters.
Yeah. So, and also the possibility of Buddy Hield. I don't know if they'll be able to keep Buddy Hield. I think Buddy Hield's
They said that they're going to try to keep him. I saw the report.
They are? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to try to request a buyout and try to hit the market and get to a respectable team. Okay, so if you got a shooter, an extra shooter in Buddy Hield, right? But I'm looking at the Kings. Oh, go ahead. It happened?
I have to stop you.
It happened?
It happened. James Harden's traded to Philadelphia. Okay, let's finish this up. We're not even gonna. It's happening.
Oh my God! It happened.
It happened. Oh! This is our live reaction, y'all. Oh man!
Whoa! Oh my God! I want to talk about it so bad.
Wait,
so he did. It happened?
Lakers are trading Russ is unlikely. I mean, we all knew no one's taking that.
Woo, boy!
All right, okay. Let's wrap up this Sabonis. Give me your last thoughts. Let's honestly just jump right into this.
Oh my God!
James Harden, you are a Philadelphia 76er. Ben Simmons, you are a Brooklyn Net.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God! Oh
man, that's a danger. Anyway, okay, let's talk about it.
Let's talk.
All right, Sabonis. So
wrap up Sabonis.
Yeah. I think the Kings. I wouldn't say it was a landslide trade win for the Pacers, because I think the Kings are taking a different approach with their building mechanism and how to build this team for going forward. My mind's all
my mind's all Ben Simmons.
But you have De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. You have still guys like Harrison Barnes on the floor. You still have guys like David Mitchell. You know what I'm saying?
Davion Mitchell.
A nice solid combo guard that can be a 3-and-D as well if his shot can get better. And also you have other pieces like Holmes and stuff like that. And other guys. So I think they're taking a different approach now. It looks bad because it's the Kings or whatever like that, man. But I think they're trying to go for this point guard and center type of role, trying to reestablish that dynamic duo we've seen like other teams like with
Donovan and Rudy, Jamal and Jokic, maybe
Luka and Kristaps Porzingis in a sense,
maybe Embiid and Maxey a little bit.
Yeah, you got that. Which they didn't let him go.
I know.
But anyways,
I gotta look at these trade details. I'm trying to pull it up.
For sure. Yeah. And also someone like Trae Young, Clint Capella / John Collins. So I mean, I think the Kings are trying something different. And I saw a report like yesterday, the day before yesterday when the trade went down. Someone compared this to when the Golden State Warriors were flirting with the trade for Klay Thompson and prime Kevin Love. And they were saying that basically, this must be good. Basically, they did the same thing, but the Kings actually pulled the trigger. All right, let's get into it. Okay, we're going to put CJ McCollum to the side real quick. We're going to talk about this.
Sorry, CJ. Okay, don't even look at your phone. Okay. I want you to hear this. Okay. This is happening, you guys. The Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to the Philadelphia 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. The Sixers are sending the Nets an unprotected 2022 first-round pick and a protected 2027 first-round pick, sources tell ESPN. Oh my God. This is happening. I can't believe this is happening.
That's a win trade.
That's a win for both teams.
It is.
Brooklyn, okay, I want to hear your thoughts.
This is a win-win trade, okay? I'm going to tell you why. The 76ers start with them first. They have a solid starting 5, and they didn't lose anybody outside of Seth Curry, Ben Simmons, who's never going to suit up this season, and also Drummond, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like this, it gets you emotional when you hear stuff like this, right? I can see you getting like, I can see in your eyes, man.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I feel you, man. So you have Tyrese Maxey still. You have you bringing in James Harden, who is obviously better than Seth Curry. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully James Harden can get back to that caliber type play. Now, the only thing I'm worried about, and I've been preaching this all along, the effect it will have on Joel Embiid. Because Joel Embiid is not going to be the centerpiece of the offense no more. You're taking James Harden. This is James Harden's. What you gonna do? How you gonna run it then? Because James Harden doesn't play. James Harden never been in the system in like the last since OKC where he's had structure to his game plan. There's always been space everybody out. We're gonna play ISO and kick it to the shooters. He's going to a Doc Rivers system where defense is important, where players are being ran, stuff like that. You're gonna have a challenging backcourt with you and Maxey because he's growing into his own. So you just hope that this doesn't affect players around him. You still got Tobias Harris. Hopefully they can keep him.
Still got Thibault.
Still got a 3-and-D in Thibault, and you still got other guys like Dang and Dieng and other guys.
Korkmaz as well.
Yeah, Korkmaz. So
I couldn't say his name.
I'm just worried about James Harden's play. Can he adapt to playing, pick and roll type of basketball? I know you're good at that with floaters and stuff like that, but also get in the post, space out, let Joel Embiid in, where he's never had that before.
Yeah.
Probably since KD. When's the last time he had a post player that can get in the post and do his thing?
KD. And even then, KD
and Kyrie to a certain extent.
Yeah. Okay. I want you to wrap up your thoughts because I have a lot of thoughts to say.
So for the Brooklyn Nets, this is obviously a win. Now, Ben Simmons, essentially, he's going into a situation where this is going to be different. I mean, like, he is going to be the point forward. Like, Kyrie can take the back seat. This is going to be good for him. He's not asked to score. All he is asked to be that all-star guy to put up 14, 8, and 10 maybe. You know what I'm saying? Ben, be that defender. Oh my God, man, this is crazy. Now his team is still relatively small in a sense because you have Blake Griffin and Paul Millsap and Claxton and stuff like that. But man,
I just saw a report about Paul Millsap, but I don't think he got traded though. Okay, obviously he didn't. Okay, I didn't say.
So and then you also got guys like Tom off the bench, the young shooters and stuff like that. I mean, still no Joe Harris, but man, this team is interesting. And also is another win for the 76ers because I'm pretty sure James Harden is going to sign back with the 76ers this summer.
He will.
You know what I'm saying? So
Daryl Morey.
But man, KD and Ben Simmons and Kyrie for a percentage of the time.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is a 76ers win, man. I think the 76ers win this trade.
Okay. Go ahead. I think the 76ers win this trade right now.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, man, they gave up so much.
But you know what?
Okay.
What's the deciding factor?
A chip. or making it. Who's beating who in the playoffs? If they match up head to head, who are you taking real quick? And then I want to give my thoughts on this.
76ers, Philly.
I have to consider Kyrie not playing.
Exactly. That's the deciding factor.
That's the deciding factor. And I would take Philly right there. But okay. I don't know who won this trade right now. I still need more time to process it because we're still going through the emotions.
Seth Curry at the 2. Oh my God.
Okay, but here, let me say this though. Everything that you said about James Harden and Joel Embiid adapting to this new system with Doc Rivers, yada yada yada. Almost everything you said, I respectfully disagree with. That's fine though.
True.
Seriously,
Gotcha.
Because you're talking about like how is James Harden going to adapt to this? This is now his team. How's Embiid going to affect? How's that going to affect his play when he's played like an MVP these last 2 months? This is the best Embiid we've ever seen. At his prime, Daryl Morey could not waste this season and allow Joel Embiid to go into the playoffs and be one and done because he has no help around him. This is a huge, monstrous trade for the NBA. We've been speculating about Ben Simmons. We haven't even seen him since Game 7 at the Wells Fargo Center. But I will say, though, we've seen James Harden be spectacular without KD, without Kyrie on the floor, or with one or the other. They've only played, 14, 15 games, the big three together. So that is not even a concern to me, especially with a big like Joel Embiid. He's done it time and time again with Clint Capella and to an extent
but he's a lob threat.
Not Claxton. Was it Claxton in Brooklyn? Thank you. And there's another guy I can't think of right now.
Clint Capella and also Steven Adams. No.
It was just Capella and
it was
Claxton.
it's Claxton.
But yeah, I've seen James Harden be a facilitator. He can score when he wants, and he's more than capable of doing that. This is finally the year since they've had Jimmy Butler, JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons. This is the best team of Philadelphia we've seen now since that team. And man, Philly fans, y'all got something to be excited about. Brooklyn fans, y'all got something to be excited about. I don't know who won this trade right now. If they matched up right now, I would take Philly just because Kyrie's unvaccinated and he's not going to get vaccinated. So that means he's not going to play in Brooklyn games. So regardless of who has home court advantage, I would take Philadelphia. But man, what a huge trade!
I just like when you say that he's played with great big. I mean, he's played with solid bigs, but he's never played with a big that can create on his own. Like
he can spot up, he can move.
We've seen him do the spot up thing with KD and Kyrie, and it was ugly. Like it wasn't like.
But he's running the offense, though. That's the thing.
But what about Maxey?
So Maxey.
So you gonna make Maxey the shooter?
Okay, look, I could sit here and run circles with. It was like, okay, how's Harden and Kyrie gonna work? They're both two ball dominant guys. How's Russ and LeBron gonna work? Both. LeBron can play off ball, but he's LeBron needs the ball to run the offense. Russ clearly cannot shoot. That's always been an issue. Maxey can shoot. Maxey can create and facilitate too. Fast little guy. And so can James Harden. These guys aren't dependent on having the ball in their hands 24/7. That pick and roll with James Harden and Joel Embiid is going to be lethal. That they are going to wreak havoc. It's
going to be lethal for sure. All you got to do is look at James Harden, man. You come into this team, but you got to buy in. No more of that lazy shit we saw with the Brooklyn Nets in your time.
He didn't want to be there because of Kyrie.
I get that he didn't want to be there, man. But like, you're going into a guy in Joel Embiid who believes he don't take the bullshit. He gonna call you out. He'll call you out in an interview. He'll call you in a press conference. He gonna call you out. You know what I'm saying? Because Joel Embiid is about his business. You know what I'm saying? He's having one of the best years, probably the best year in his career. He's probably going to be I don't know about MVP now because with the addition of James Harden, but he's playing some magnificent basketball, man. I mean, he's arguably the best big in the league. I'll still stand by that. But still, like, my thing is, Doc Rivers has never had a guy in James Harden before. You know what I'm saying? You look
closest he had was Chris Paul, but even then, Chris Paul's a much different player.
I'm talking about to his build, what he can do.
Oh, yeah. Skill set, yeah.
Yeah, he's never had this before. Yeah. I mean, like, he's had key players that are great, like Chris Paul, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, but he's never had a guy that you can play at the two that can do everything those guys can do and more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Less defense, of course. But it's like, it's going to be interesting, man, like because we all, like I said, James Harden is used to this 5-out type of offense, like he was with I dribble, step back. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got to really play some basketball, man. He's got to get to the lane again and stuff like that. I mean, like his time. Now he was playing some really good basketball, which is why he's an all-star.
Of the season, yeah.
When after KD got hurt, when they went to Christmas and played the Lakers, and they handled the Lakers. And during that time when James Harden was playing some really good basketball, man, but. Man, I just don't know how to describe it, man. I
think this is gonna work. I'm not even worried at all. You have your reservations. I'm telling you, this is gonna work.
Yeah,
I
just gotta see a couple games, man. I mean,
I don't.
But it's just, oh my god, man, because he just never had a team like this, bro. You have guys that can really play team oriented, like get your bucket type of basketball. You have someone like Tobias Harris who can get into his spots and pull up and create off the dribble and triple threat, you know what I'm saying? He's like a middle class man's Melo, you know what I'm saying, in a sense.
He's a poor man's Melo, yeah.
I wouldn't even call him poor, but yeah, I get you.
He's a poor man's Melo.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you got someone like man, it is gonna be interesting for sure, man. But the Nets, I mean, they're still small in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But you bring in Ben, you know, Ben is gonna be the focal point. It's gonna look ugly if KD not there because no Kyrie at home still. Ben is going to be the focal point. We don't know who he's going to play.
That's my issue, is that I have more questions with how is Ben Simmons and KD going to work? KD's then going to be the only offensive threat off the dribble outside of Patty Mills.
Okay, so if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at Steve Nash, right? He spent time with Golden State. You have someone like Ben Simmons who is what? A more athletic Draymond Green.
Absolutely.
So he can do everything Draymond does. Tap into Ben Simmons and say, we're not bringing here to be the scorer that everybody's asking you to be. Play your game and let Kyrie, and whenever he can get his thing going, and KD, whenever he gets healthy, take over.
You be in the dunker spot.
And then you also got shooters in Seth Curry. You got guys like
Seth now.
You got Drummond, who was when Joella was in and out of the lineup, man. That man was giving you still like 23 and 16.
He's still a big physical presence down low.
So I mean, you still got some solid bigs. You know what I'm saying? You got some shooters. You know, it just. Steve Nash, use Ben Simmons like Draymond Green. That's all I can say. And it'll work. Yeah. It'll work.
That's my only hesitancy with this, is because I think on the road with Kyrie being the primary ball handler, because I think that they're going to use Ben a lot more down low and then let him double out of the post, kick out. Maybe on the fast breaks, let him go and drive the lane and get the offense kick-started. That's my thoughts on it, because I don't think Ben Simmons in the half court is going to be handling the ball is like we saw in Philadelphia. It's not because he won't, but I just to the level and to the extent that he was in Philadelphia.
And this is why I say, and I have to respectively disagree. This is why I say he should play like Draymond Green, because Draymond Green is the main focal point. He's the ball handler.
Screens, everything.
Exactly. That's what Ben Simmons should be doing to a higher extent.
He should be, but that Kyrie is the big it right there.
But that's the thing about it. You know, Kyrie, his time with the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron was the main point during those finals runs. Kyrie was playing the two guard mainly, scoring. His main goal was to score. And everybody questioned,
all he needs to do.
The main question was like, why Kyrie? Why you only got 2 assists and you got 25 points? Because like the way Ty Lue has me playing, I am meant to go out there and score. You know what I'm saying? Do my job. And that's what Steve Nash should adapt to. Let Ben Simmons be your point guard. Ben Simmons can give you point guard numbers. He can do it. Let Kyrie, when he's on the court, be the designated scorer with KD. You feed off that. That's all.
That's going to be an adjustment, though, going home road.
It is.
I don't know how Ben Simmons is going to fit when it's just Ben and KD at home. That, to me, I don't think is going to work.
Well,
in my eyes.
But then you have someone like Seth Curry who can be the shooter.
Right, and you still got Patty Mills.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you still got. So you've got those two guys that can, off the dribble, create their own shot, get looks outside of KD. But I would say the Nets, obviously, you're a better team with Kyrie, no doubt. Mm-hmm. The Nets on the road, I'm not worried about. They're still going to lose some road games. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
They're still going to lose some home games. Yeah. It's inevitable. But I don't know. I'm super ultra confident right now in the Sixers.
Yeah, for sure.
For some odd reason, and I'm a little more hesitant on the Nets just because of Kyrie. If Kyrie wasn't an issue, that's it.
All right, give me your starting 5 right now for the Sixers, how I construct that as of right now before lineups are being set. Give me a starting 5 for them, and give me your starting 5 for the Nets, and we'll see how
Harden, Embiid, Thibault, Harris, and who am I missing? Maybe Korkmaz, or does he come off the bench? No, I think they're gonna have Maxey come off the bench.
Okay, so you're gonna start Thibault?
I'm starting Thibault. Yeah, I'm starting Thibault.
Okay.
Because I want him playing the 4, and I want Harris. Well, it depends on if they want Harris to stretch 4. I want him in there, and then I'd probably throw Korkmaz in there or something like that as well.
And then
for Brooklyn, Ben will say Kyrie, KD, Claxton, and Millsap.
Okay, I will go
They still got Aldridge. They still got Blake.
I would go I would go Tyrese Maxey. You need to score off the bench though, man. You don't have that right now, so
That's
I guess you gotta go.
I'm pushing Maxey to the bench.
You gotta go James. You gotta go Thibault. You gotta go Tobias.
Embiid.
The random four, whoever that can be, and Embiid. Man, they gotta get in that buyout market and get. They gotta get.
Dragic is on the market right now, but I don't know if they don't need another ball handler.
Nah, they need a shooter. They need or someone that can come off the bench and give them some buckets.
Buddy Hield.
You
need to go and get Buddy Hield real quick.
Go get Buddy Hield for sure.
Use
one of those draft picks that the Nets gave you.
Just send it right. The Pacers aren't trying to compete right now.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Did the 76ers send them draft picks or did the Nets get the draft picks?
It went both ways. So let me pull it back up for you really quickly. The Nets are trading Harden to the 76ers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks, right? But the Sixers are also sending the Nets an unprotected 2022 first-round pick and a protected 2027 first-round pick as well.
You send that protected 22 first-round pick to the Pacers for Buddy Hield, call it a day. Because they're going through transition.
They would take a first.
Exactly, fact. So if you can bring in Buddy Hield, which is not, we haven't said it's going to happen, but I'm just saying, if you can bring in Buddy Hield, then you can have Tyrese Maxey start and have Buddy Hield come off the bench and be that 6-man, right? But for the Nets, assuming that Kyrie can be, in the lineup, you'll have Ben Simmons, Kyrie, KD, 4 Blake Griffin, and then at the 5, I'm putting Drummond.
Yeah, you can start Drummond if you want.
And then off the bench, you'll have guys like Patty Mills, Seth Curry, stuff like that. That bench is gonna be kind of small, but they're gonna mix in.
They're gonna make buckets.
They're gonna mix in the lineups, of course. But yeah, so yeah, I think on paper right now, like I said, you can't. Kyrie's not there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sick and tired of Kyrie. That's why Harden got sick and tired. Let's just call it what it is. That's why Harden was so fed up. Harden just wants to hoop. He was trying to win a chip.
I don't even know if he's. I don't know what it is. Honestly, why Harden didn't work out. I really don't know.
It was Kyrie.
It could have been Kyrie. It could have been the lack of depth they had. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's Kyrie.
Which is. I don't know, man. Here's the thing about the Brooklyn Nets, right? You do have Ben Simmons, so you do have a piece. So you do have solid contracts in Ben Simmons and KD, right? Because those are the only guys tied into deals. But you don't know what Kyrie's going to do after the season. Kyrie could end up retiring, for all we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows what's going to happen with him? Seth Curry's
so
under a deal. So that's why you got them draft picks to hold you down, and also you can make some runs in free agency. So the Nets are kind of in win now mode still, man. They're on a 9-game losing streak.
9-game losing streak. I still have my
8th right now. Yeah. So yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'm glad it happened. Shout out to Woj for dropping the bomb, man.
On us, live reaction. I'm posting this. I can't wait for y'all to see.
Yeah, we're gonna do something. We gotta do like a bunch of clips on this.
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna be great.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Okay, so I know we just briefly said Buddy Hield. Hopefully that would be awesome to see him go to Philadelphia really quickly. Maybe even Terrence Ross might go. Terrence Ross might even head to Philadelphia too, real quick. But let's move on really quickly to Russell Westbrook and the LA Lakers. I know we're an hour and 20 minutes away from the NBA trade deadline closing off. Do you think that there's any scenario in which the Lakers are able to get him off the books? I don't see it. And I've been saying this all year. I think Russell's still a Laker. I see zero scenario in which he's gone today.
He could go back to Houston, for like Gordon, in some pieces.
They have similar contracts.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, the thing is, the Rockets already made a statement, like publicly, but they already, information was released that they are not talking Russell Westbrook unless they throw in that 2027 first round pick, because that's the next draft pick that they have, 2027.
Who, the Lakers?
The Lakers, because they gave up all their other draft picks over these years of trying to build this team. So the Rockets already said, unless you're going to throw in that 2027, don't even talk to us.
Yeah. I mean, you can... You don't want to send back to OKC. I mean, it's kind of in dead man's water, bro. I mean, like, they're stuck with him. I mean, they got to figure this out. Hopefully, they can trade away THT for Cam Reddish, because obviously the Knicks ain't going to play him. And Cam Reddish would be a very nice piece to go alongside with Malik Monk and guys like that. Nothing. But THT is boo-boo. The Lakers are just terribly constructed, man. You can't point any finger but at
the GM?
Not even the GM. God damn, what's his name?
Rob Pelinka.
Rob Pelinka, man. He screwed this team up.
Okay, but who signs off on everything? The end of the day,
I know LeBron is too.
That's what I'm saying.
But
come on. I blame.
You know who should really trade? Trade away AD.
Dude, you know they're not trading away.
I know,
AD,
but they should, bro. Because
they're not trading AD.
What future do they have right now with AD? Because the goal was, okay, we're going to win at least 2 championships with LeBron, have success, make some runs.
And once LeBron's kind of aged out, then it's AD's team.
AD's team. But
he's not.
You know what the original goal was? You're supposed to have LeBron, AD, and a third max player, right?
Yeah.
They could never bring. They talked about bringing in Kyrie, Kawhi. They tried for Kawhi,
nope.
And so they invested all their money into a max player in Russell Westbrook, which was a dumb decision. We said both of us
by
the Lakers, Rob Pelinka and the GM,
Yep, there we go.
To bring in those guys, and also to bring in a Carmelo Anthony, who I think is a great player, but he's older, you know what I'm saying, like that. Ariza, like Kendrick Nunn, we still have not seen him yet on the court.
He's not even gonna play this season. They said
he's not.
I think they said he had another bruised. He's having a setback on his injury.
The Lakers are dumb.
Just
the only guy y'all nailed on was Malik Monk.
I mean, like, I don't even want to see y'all nailed on that because it's like, yeah, he's their big 3 now, Malik Monk. He's played great, bro. But like, bro, at the end of the day, Malik Monk is just a role player. Let's just call it what it is. He's a glorified role player because he plays in the Lakers.
He's like a Jordan Clarkson.
There we go. He's a perfect comparison. He's like a Jordan Clarkson, like a Terrence Ross,
Jordan Poole.
A bucket getter.
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Poole type of guy. Like that's cool.
Maybe. You know, if things can go his way, he can have a great season. He can get an all-star and stuff like that. But you know, like he can give you 30.
Yeah,
Sometimes he might give you 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
but no, the Lakers, man. Russ. You know, before I ever started making content, and he knows this.
Yeah.
I've been the biggest Russ criticizer, I guess, quote unquote hater since 2016. I swear, if I would have had a platform at that age, or 5-6 years ago, I would have been preaching the gospel. But I didn't start making content until 2019. So. Of course, I didn't ever have public information. I've been beating down the table since 2016. Russell Westbrook is the most overrated superstar in NBA history. He's garbage. I'm sorry, he's garbage. He's a great individual player, but as a team aspect sport, he's a garbage player. He's always been this way. This is nothing new. He's just glorified in LA because it's more national media. You're playing with LeBron. How the hell are you a top 75 player of all time with KD in his prime, Harden, Ibaka, Paul George, a washed-out Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James? You have 0 rings to show for it.
And you only have your last Western Conference runs where it was in 2016
with KD, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, ever since then, when he had his MVP individual season in 2016-17, and then first round exit, 2017-18, first round exit to Ricky Rubio and rookie Donovan Mitchell. Then he was bounced out by the Blazers. Then he was a second round exit and got gentleman swept by the Lakers in the bubble with James Harden. Then he's bounced with the Sixers, the Sixers and Wizards series. Like, sorry about the whole Russ tangent, but oh my God, that guy gets on my nerves.
So it's crazy because if you look at Russ's numbers, they're literally the same they were last year in a sense. But when you're playing for a national media team, it gets glorified to the max.
With LeBron.
In the games we're watching, bro, like, now of course we see highlights and bloopers of Russ acting a fool and stuff like that. Last year, it's like a tale of 2 seasons, because last year he was like past the Oscar Robertson triple double, and I'm saying, like, he got all the love and credit, and he turned the Blazers up. Not Blazers, he turned the Wizards up.
Yeah,
Loki probably should have stayed, but I mean, you're looking at it now, it's like, God, geez, his last 4 games, he's averaging like 10 points, and like he's shooting like terribly.
He's getting benched every fourth quarter now.
Yeah,
in overtime.
If he can get traded, the teams you're looking at would be the Houston Rockets and swap for John Wall, maybe the New York Knicks, right? And OKC. I mean, no other team out there is going to be willing to take you, man. I mean, like, it's just, and it sucks because like you went back home to LA, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, oh yeah, championship favorite and stuff like that, man. But
I knew it wasn't going to work out since the beginning.
It just doesn't work, bro. I mean, like, LeBron and his big threes, bro, there's always a tale of testament to someone has to suffer, right? Somebody has to suffer. During this time with the Miami Heat, Chris Bosh suffered, right?
Bosh had to take a huge step back.
But he still prevailed. During this time with the Cavaliers, Kevin Love had to take a step back, but he still prevailed. But now with this big 3, Russ has to take a step back, and he is flopping because that's not Russ' game. Yeah. It's not his game to take a step back.
He's always been the primary guy.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Hard-headed.
And So the Lakers are stuck with him. They're going to trade some other pieces around. Maybe they can get some on the buyout market. I heard they're trying to go back for Dennis Schroeder. You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe they go target Dragic, who just got traded to San Antonio but got bought out.
Like I said, Dragic, if he knows what's best for him, he should
go back to Miami.
Go back to Miami. Go to the Clippers. Go to the Mavericks. Mavericks for sure. That would be a great destination for him.
That would be too. But
yeah, you should stay in Toronto if you're going to the Lakers, man. I mean, the Lakers are in hell right now, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I said what I had to say about Russ.
I said definitely more than I needed to say about Russ. Sometimes I get in these Russ tangents.
The Lakers are in a terrible, and you got to think LeBron probably going to leave here soon too.
Honestly, bro, they might not even make the play-in. Let's think about it. They might not even make the play-in,
bro.
That's
because
crazy.
there's a point in the season where you got to just turn it up, and I just don't see that happen. I mean, they lost to Anthony Simons and Yusuf Nurkic team last night with a bunch of other role players and like Dennis Smith Jr. and whatnot. Like they lost, you know, and it's like this team is in shambles. It kind of reminds me of I don't even know what to compare it to. I would say the Warriors from last year, but even the Warriors are more competitive than this.
Oh, 100%.
They're just. Yeah.
Also, the Warriors only had Steph last year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, this team is just bad.
Yeah, it's just bad. But speaking of the Warriors, the Jazz did beat the Warriors last night, 115-85.
You want to talk about that?
But CJ,
I want to talk about it a little real quick.
You can talk about it.
I know we got to wrap up on time.
Yeah, because
real quick, my thoughts on that.
The CJ McCollum.
The CJ McCollum being traded to the Pelicans for
Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I gotta pull up the trade. There's been so many trades, I'm losing my thoughts right now.
Larry Nance got sent to the Pelicans as well, and they traded for who did they trade? Who did the Blazers get in return?
That's what I'm pulling up right now.
It was Nickeil, but Nickeil ended up going to the Jazz.
To the Jazz, right?
So just a bunch of like basically draft compensation, whatever, like right. But anyways, I tell you one thing for the Blazers, they're definitely in rebuild mode. Which is going to be very interesting to see because Damian Lillard has to go through a third rebuild in his time with the Blazers.
Really quickly. The Pelicans sent out Josh Hart, Thomas Satoransky, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who got traded to Utah the next day, and Lozuda.
Yeah.
But New Orleans also sent out a first-round pick and 2 second-round picks to Portland.
Mm-hmm. So they're going to rebuild. They're going to have money to spend in free agency because that cap relief from CJ McCollum's contract is up. I mean, there's no one on the roster that's getting paid besides Dame right now. You have some nice pieces in Nurkic and Simons. I mean, Chauncey Billups in a tough situation, so hopefully he can prevail with it. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell they're giving him trust because he's still competing. I mean, this team is still in the play-in, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Blazers do going forward. I mean, Dame's not going to touch the court again this season, so we'll put them on rest right now. But I think he had like a neck surgery.
He was out 6 to 8 weeks originally a couple weeks ago. I think he'll come back later, but they should just rest him up for the year. Just let him rest up.
If they're still in the play-in, like if they're like a game and a half back from like
they'll play
the 10. What's it? It was a 10 seed for the play-in?
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah,
10 through 8 will play in the play-in.
Yeah. So they're
10 through 7.
Yeah. So if they're still in that range throughout the season, I think they're going to pull them back. But like if they end up getting like overtopped by like the Kings and the Spurs, then they'll rest them. But when it comes to the Pelicans, well, speaking of playing teams, they're the 10th seed right now. Still no Zion yet. There's a still possibility he can come back this season, maybe.
In shape.
But
question mark?
In shape. There you go. Yeah.
Question mark.
But they get a bucket getter and CJ McCollum to pair with Brandon Ingram, Jonas Valanciunas, and Jackson Hayes, and not Dennis Graham, but Deontay Graham, I think that's his name. Devontae Graham. And also a couple other pieces, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he did lose Josh Hart, who is, you know what I'm saying, a very...
Herbert Jones is a nice player, too.
Yeah, he's still there. But losing Josh Hart is going to hurt a little bit. But if you can bring Zion back, you forget all about Josh Hart. You know what I'm saying?
At that point, it's non-existent.
Yeah. So I think this is a sign to Zion Williams, like, hey, man, we put together a nice little trio for you. Mm-hmm. It's a nice big three in New Orleans, the Big Easy.
Let's get like one good free agent in here too.
We got a good big in Jonas. You know what I'm saying? So you come back healthy, this can work out because now you have a guy that can really create for his own along with Brandon Ingram. You know what I'm saying?
That's the big thing right there.
Yeah. So I mean, you probably haven't had a team like this since your Duke days, but even then, like you didn't have any creators like you have in McCollum because McCollum can go for 50.
Yeah. Oh, any given night.
Yeah. He just doesn't get the all-star respect, but he's a bucket. You know what I'm saying? So Brandon Ingram finally could take an ease now. You know what I'm saying? Not go for like 26, 10, and 8 every night. So yeah, I mean, I like what they're doing, and also they're buying into their head coach. I forgot his Willie Green. Willie Green. He's a very solid head coach too. He's been giving a lot of teams trouble. So
he beat my Jazz too.
He beat my. He didn't beat my Warriors, but he came close to beating the Warriors. Yeah. So I like what they're doing, and it tells me that they're telling, hey Zion, we're trying to give you a team, man. We're trying to build for you. So. And
I like that they actually are trying to do something to give Zion something to look forward to, because we've heard the reports over the years that Zion doesn't want to be in New Orleans. We'll see. Yeah. I'm sure he loves that gumbo down there, because I've been in New Orleans more times than I can count.
Never been.
Awesome, man. It's actually, it's kind of a. Let me not say that on camera.
Oh yeah, don't say that. Don't say. I know you about to say, but don't say it.
Look, I do like New Orleans, but
it's dirty.
Is real.
I heard it's dirty. It's real. Eli Apple came out and said it was dirty, and I've heard most people it's pretty dirty.
It's dirty as hell. It's dirty as hell down there, but it's like a nice
dirty
dump. It's like a nice.
It's like
dump.
New York. You ever been to New York?
No, I've never been to New York. But like
dirty.
obviously, New York's on a different level of metropolis. You know what I'm saying? Like New Orleans is just disgusting, but like shout out to New Orleans, because New Orleans is cool, but like
it's a swamp. I mean, it's the atmosphere.
But I mean, it's also been washed out by hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. But okay, point is though, I do like that this trade does give some relief off of Brandon Ingram. Imagine though, and I wanted to make this clear, imagine if they still had Lonzo with this team now, that facilitator in the backcourt, or if they had Tyrese Halliburton, another solid piece with this team. I think, look, the Pelicans, as currently constructed, are I won't even say elite, just a very good point guard. A very good, reliable point guard away from, they can be competing in the playoffs. If, we're assuming Zion's healthy and actually in shape. Because Zion's going to be a physical presence when he's on the court. So I like this trade a lot. I think that, losing Josh Hart's really not going to hurt once we get Zion back and we kind of see what this team's all about.
All right.
But you want to get on to the Warriors and the Jazz real quick?
I just want to talk about, of course they played last night. The Jazz won.
115-85.
Yeah, we blew us out. Yeah, we went out, started out on a 13-0 run. We just never came back from there. So yeah. But the big emphasis last night, and I want to talk about it from my team, was that we were very small last night. Very small. Yeah. Once Whiteside kind of got settled in, it was game over, bro. I mean, and that's what I'm looking at. And before you get into your who the Jazz should add as a piece, I'm looking at the Warriors, bro. And if they want to be in the championship, they want to make it to the Western Conference Finals. You look at all the top teams in the West right now. You have the Suns, the Jazz, and maybe Memphis, and maybe Denver. Dallas, and
probably Denver. Okay. I'm assuming Jamal Murray.
Yeah, Denver. So, but I would say, in my opinion, I would still say right now, I would say Suns, Jazz, and Memphis.
Okay.
In Dallas. Okay, those are all pretty big teams, especially the Jazz.
Yes.
The Suns, and Memphis. Right. And you have a Draymond Green who's still out. You know what I'm saying? We've been on a nice little win streak. We're 9-1 in the last 10 games, and I also think we're probably 9-4 since he's been out. So we've been relatively doing very good. We have some very big time wins along that stretch as well. But he's coming back off a back injury or back tightness, whatever the case may have been. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be asking him to do a lot coming back off this injury. Also, you're really betting on the rehabilitation and the health of James Wiseman, because just like Clay, you're not going to be able to play him every night when he first gets back. You're going to have to have him on some. You can't play him on back-to-backs.
That's why he's playing on the Knicks tonight. Yeah, versus the Knicks tonight.
Who? Clay. Yeah, he's playing tonight. I'm about to say, James playing tonight? Oh, no, shit. I'm going to check that out.
No.
But, yeah, I mean, you can't. It's the same process in a sense. Now, you were probably more a little careful with Clay because he's had an Achilles and an ACL injury in the last 2 seasons. But still, Wiseman coming off that MCL sprain or meniscus tear, he's gonna be small minutes, and he might not really touch the court for until the last month before the playoffs. So you got to get a big. For me, all saying that you have to find a big. I mean, I'm pretty sure not gonna be able to trade for one because I think they're very solid. They're very sold on the pieces. They're not gonna trade away Juan Toscano Anderson. They're not gonna trade away Damian Lee. I think they really should trade away Moses Moody. You know, in a sense, for Moses in a future draft pick for a big, but I know they're really sold on Moses Moody. They're trying to build that future just in case. You know,
Kuminga's still a great, nice player.
Yeah. James not going to get moved at all, so I think they're going to get somebody on the buyout market. Hopefully, one of these teams cut one of these bigs, or a big goes to where he doesn't want to be and requests a buyout, so that the Warriors can pick him up. Because constructed right now, it's a very, very small team. Like I said, you're going to get some very, very big bigs in the West, and also if you want to get to the finals. You got a team like the Milwaukee Bucks who just added Serge Ibaka.
Mm-hmm.
They still got Lopez
when he comes back.
They still got Bobby Portis. You know what I'm saying? Giannis. You know what I'm saying? The Nuggets got Jokic and DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah.
You know, like, y'all have Whiteside, Rudy Gobert, and
Hassan and Udoka.
Azubuike. Yeah. The Suns have
Ayton,
JaVale, and also the young guy. And also the young guy that's been playing good minutes now.
I don't know.
I forgot his name. Guy with the goggles. But and then it's just not a Nets. I mean, the Nets even got bigger. You know what I'm saying? The Nets
a little bit. Got Andre Drummond now,
Claxton and Blake Griffin. Yeah. I mean, it's just
that's small ball. That scared me a little bit.
Gotta get big, bro. Like, because there's gonna be some games, bro. Like, the shots ain't gonna fall.
Yeah,
you got, like, during those championship runs, we always had at least 3 bigs on the team we can rotate.
Bogut, Varejao, all those boys.
Kevon Looney, he's been big now. Yep. But you also had, like, guys like Festus Ezeli. You know, you had guys like JaVale McGee. You know what I'm saying? So the Warriors need to find a big within these next 3 days so they can make this Western Conference Finals push.
And I want to say about last night's game, and I'll kind of get into the Jazz Warrior side of things too. Obviously, like I said, Jazz came out and won 115-85. But there's no Rudy Gay, no Rudy Gobert for the Jazz, so, you know, whatever. And then same thing with the Warriors. No Klay Thompson, no Draymond Green, so kind of whatever. This game's a wash to me coming from the Jazz side of things. But he pointed out, it's very evident, you know, Jokic and Cousins, Gobert, Azubuike, and Hassan Whiteside, and you know, just all the bigs in the West, man. Like, there's gonna be nights where you're gonna need to defend and grab rebounds, and the Jazz are just as big and lengthy of a team as anybody in the West right now. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? With the Suns too, with Mikal Bridges on the wing, and obviously Ayton down low and McGee. Like, when Hassan Whiteside comes off the bench, he's probably the best backup center in the NBA. You know, and PER, he's one of the highest rated PER players in the league because he's not asked to be Rudy Gobert. You know, Rudy Gobert is our everything. Without him, the Jazz are basically a lottery team coming from a Jazz fan.
Facts.
He is such an incremental part to our defense and our offense, setting the screens, leads the league in screen assists. He basically always has. And people want to talk about Gobert not having an offensive presence. No. He is so detrimental to our offensive game and getting those kickouts to shooters like Conley and Bogdanovich and Donovan on the wing. That is crucial. So the Jazz healthy, if every team in the West is healthy, it's between Utah, Phoenix, and Golden State. Denver's going to give people a run for their money. Memphis will give people a run for their money. But the 3 legitimate contenders in the West are Golden State, Utah, and Phoenix. Even as a Jazz fan, you can't dismiss them. I don't think you would either. I can't dismiss Golden State, and you can't dismiss the Phoenix Suns, and especially with the Jazz trading for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, getting rid of Joe Ingles. Shout out to you, but I know you'll come back. That was a big pickup too. I don't think Satoransky. Satoransky. I think he's just going to get cut. He was a part of that trade too with the Blazers. Okay. But yeah, man. Assuming a crazy deadline, we got an hour till the deadline's over, but I think that's probably about it.
Something else happened. Also, we forgot to mention Danny Green in the 76ers lineup.
Yes, Danny Green. I knew there was someone else I was missing in the lineup too.
Boston just traded away Josh Richardson for Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs. So
it's a weird trade.
That is a weird trade, but I mean, I guess they want more shooting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. More of a point guard too, in a sense, because I think Marcus Smart experience has kind of been up in the air a little bit. The Pacers are finalizing a trade to send Torrey Craig to the Suns for Jalen Smith and a future second-round pick. So,
dang, man.
Torrey Craig.
To where? Where's he going?
To the Suns.
Torrey Craig just played for the Suns like a year or two ago. He's going right back? He's going right back? All right, that's a good move. Great 3-and-D guy, too, for Torrey Craig.
The Jaguars just announced that signing agreeing to terms with Press Taylor being the new offensive coordinator.
Hey, okay.
And also, Press Taylor's offensive coordinator, and also Mike Caldwell is expected to be DC. So
I love that. Mike Caldwell, I like that a lot. Devin White spoke very highly of him.
So yeah, and also you got Joel Embiid out here making his memes and whatnot.
That's funny. But I mean, yeah, we'll kind of wrap this up. We're getting a little caught up on time right now too. But I am glad we got our reaction during this podcast, and that's why we waited. That's why we waited to the deadline in case something like this was going to happen. And we saw Ben Simmons and James Harden get traded. Right here on camera, right here on this podcast, man. So
I want to say one more thing.
What's up? What's up?
It says Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie only played 16 games together.
I think I said 14 or 15.
But they went 13-3.
Yep. That team was going to win the chip.
What could have been?
It could have been, man, because we were saying that was going to be the greatest offensive team in NBA history.
I'm glad it wasn't.
I'm glad it wasn't either.
The Warriors still the best to ever do it.
They are. But man, what a great, and like I want to wrap this up with the NBA and kind of this thing is now basketball really starts mattering. This is now after the All-Star break, which we're approaching in these next week or two. This is when basketball starts mattering. Hopefully, we get guys healthy and back. And man, I'm excited. This is going to be an amazing NBA season in comparison to a lot of others. Wide open. There's nobody in the East or West right now that's still definitive. We'll have to see how things shake up, man, especially with the Warriors trying to go out and get it big. But
last thing before we close out. Give me your best team from the East right now, your best team from the West.
Best team in the East, I'm still rocking with Miami. I think Miami, depth-wise, for a lot of different reasons, I trust Eric Spoelstra. East, them. West, I'm going to say Phoenix right now, just because I trust, not even the fact that they went last year and made it out of the West, but it's just simply the fact that I'm hesitant on the Warriors right now, just because I do think that they're lacking a lot of depth on the down low. And then with the Jazz, we haven't seen this team fully healthy in like the last month and a half. If it's not Donovan Mitchell injured, it's Rudy Gobert, and if it's not Rudy Gobert, it's another player. Like, we just haven't seen this team healthy yet. I'm not even going to say the Jazz or the Warriors right now. I would say Suns, Heat right now. But I want to see once things and players get healthy, then I'll make my final decision. But just as of right now, I'd say Phoenix and Miami.
For me, as of right now, I would say out the East, man, I think it's still Milwaukee. I think they're still the team to beat. Of course, they're defending champions. I think it's Milwaukee still. I like what the Heat and the Bulls are doing, but I think Milwaukee's still the team to beat.
They are.
And also in the West, man, I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna say my Golden State Warriors.
That's fine. That's a fair answer.
We faced these teams with small lineups when healthy, and we've blown them out the window. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, if they can come together, man, this team can make this finals run. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, man, great show today, and like I said, I'm so glad that we got that live reaction on Ben and James Harden today, man. Great episode. Jaguar fans, we will get back to you guys next week, especially talking more Doug Pederson and a lot of these hires. We definitely will hear some more news as this week wraps up and we get more of a coaching staff. It's a great week in the NBA. It's been so far, and hopefully things continue to progress. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Don't Overthink It podcast. Darian, thank you for being here like always, my guy, ChillTakes. And we'll catch you guys next week, man. Thanks for tuning in.